up, everybody? It's KelseeBrianaJai here with my favorite blushes video. I narrowed it down to 10, so I'm going to show you which colors I selected. Now keep in mind these are not in any particular order because I just could not rank them like that because I love these blushes equally, so that's why they made it to the list. I have a ton of blushes. Some of them are colors that you can't get anymore, which are some of my favorites, but I decided to just keep it to blushes that you can still get your hands on. So let's do this. Hey, now some of these blushes are colors that I would reach for on an everyday basis. Some of them are not. What I use to base my favorites are how they make me feel when I look at them, like how they make me feel. Do they evoke certain emotions for me? Do I get happy when I look at these colors? And do I wear these colors? So some of them are not colors that I wear all the time, but they definitely are still high ranking in my blush collection. So firstly, I want to talk about a MAC mineralized blush, and a lot of people may not know about MAC mineralized blushes. They are not stored in the same area as the regular MAC blushes. Whenever you go to a MAC counter or a MAC store, they have their own separate display on the mineralized tower, and basically these blushes are baked and they typically are sparkly. So if you're not a person who likes sparkly things on your face, or if you're like worried about pores or fine lines or anything like that, so I would probably say stay away from these. But if you have generally normal texture there, then I would go ahead and say definitely check these out. These blushes are beautiful. They have an array of different colors, but these are my particular favorites. This one is called Lovejoy, and I really love this blush color. I have it on right now. I have like a really neutral look, and I kind of want my blush to be neutral, but I wanted to add a little bit more oomph. Then I'll add this. This is another mineralized blush. Now this one is a newer one. I think it's been around since either 2013, 2014-ish. It came out with a Fantasy of Flowers collection, so I forget which year. It's either 13 or 14, I can't remember. But this blush, y'all, this blush is so pretty. A lot of people say this blush reminds them of NARS Orgasm, and I agree, but this one is a more refined version of that. And also this one, the golden sheen in this one is a lot more prominent than it is in NARS Orgasm. So I absolutely love this blush. It's one of my favorites for sure. Like as soon as it becomes spring and summer, like I put this on my face because it gives like this really pretty golden glow. And if you put it on your blush brush and spray it with some Fix Plus, baby, your cheek is gonna look like the stairway to heaven. It's just absolutely radiant. This one is almost the same. This one is a Milani blush, so you can get these at drugstores like Walgreens. Rite Aid sells Milani. Not all of them, just some of them do. What I've noticed where I live, the more urban drugstores tend to sell Milani, and if you go to the non-urban drugstores, they tend not to carry this brand. But this one is called Rose d'Oro, and I've had this one for a while. And it's this really beautiful rosy color, and it just looks so luminous on the skin. And I love this one when I'm doing more warm looks. So I'll just pop this on the cheek, and girl, it's sickening. I love this blush. So like I said, I've had mine for a while, so maybe they may have updated their packaging, but it's just a gorgeous baked powder blush. Next, I created some palettes with MAC a while ago, but all of these colors in here aren't my favorite. Truthfully, I regret doing this because some of these colors in here are my favorites, and then some of them I barely use. So I just constantly replace the ones that I love, and then the other ones just sit there. So I definitely have stopped purchasing the individual pans just because I like the easy accessibility of the individual containers. And also when I'm traveling, I don't want to take this whole palette and I'm just going to use this color. So this blush palette, which I know y'all are going to know what's in the blush palette, even though all of these are not in the list, I'm going to just go ahead and tell you. This one is Gingerly. These are all MAC blushes, by the way. This one is Gingerly, Floor Power, Peach Twist, Hidden Treasure, which is limited edition, Format, and Sunbask. But in this, obviously it's pretty apparent which ones are my favorites. So Gingerly was my first blush like of all time in life, and it still is my favorite to this day. I use that one all the time, all different looks. It just always goes. It's the perfect neutral tone blush that gives you a little bit of color back to your skin. Now if you're darker than me, NC 50-ish, it may not show up as well on your skin, but I'm NC 43 in MAC terms. So if you're around that color or a little bit lighter or just a pinch darker like NC 45, still could go ahead and wear this. This color is absolutely just one of the best colors to just have in your blush collection, because I just feel like you can wear it with such a variety of different looks. Like if I'm doing a smoky eye, then I want the attention to be on my eyes. So you definitely want your blush to be understated, but you still want color there so you're not washed out. Perfect. And then this one is Sunbask, where I really don't use this one until the summertime just because it's really bronzy and tan. It doesn't look that bronzy on camera, but trust me girl, you get that on your skin, it gets brown. It's a really pretty blush for my brown skin babies. So if you're looking for something for the summertime to really warm you up and give you like that really pretty J-Lo glow, this one is perfect. Now if you're fair or around my skin color and you're like wanting to wear it now, just use a lighter hands with it because it can get really intense really fast. This one is called Peony. Again, these are all MAC blushes. This one is called Peony Petal, Breath of Plum, Rhubarb, Breezy, Azalea, and Apple Red. These are pretty colors. In this palette, the color that gets the most play for me is Breath of Plum, hands down. It's this really beautiful plum color. It's muted. I use it all the time. I haven't used it as much lately, but if you watched some of my tutorials from 2015, like if I did 15 tutorials in 2015, in 7 of them I used this blush alone. And then when I realized that, I was like, okay girl, I'm gonna need you to hump your brakes on the Breath of Plum. In this palette, all MAC again, we have Melba, Style, Peaches, Burnt Pepper, Devil, and Pinch Me. And in this palette, Melba is just it. I just want to say like it's a muted bright peach, if that makes any sense. Like when I put on Melba, it just looks like very glowy, very radiant and healthy. Peach colors are some of my favorite colors. They really complement my skin tone very well. I have very golden undertones, so I find that peachy colors just really sit well on my skin. So Melba is one of my favorites. This blush is from a brand called Cargo. Many of you may not be familiar with Cargo Cosmetics, but they are sold in Ulta, I think, and I know for sure they're sold in Kohl's. Cargo used to be sold in Sephora, but they got the brand out of there, but it is still around. I love their blushes because they're just super pigmented and they last forever. This is like a pan of it. And I'm going to show you in comparison a pan of this blush in comparison to a pan of MAC blush. Like it's almost double the size, and this pan is not really just for show, it's actually huge. This is 9.8 grams of products. That's a lot. This one is in the color Laguna, again with the peachy colors, but this one has more so of like a peachy pink undertone. And y'all, this color is so beautiful. Cargo Cosmetics makes some of the best blushes. The formula is like silk. But I will tell you, they don't have that many colors, and also it's a little bit harder to find the brand, so I don't hear a lot of people talk about it. But this is A1 formula. And lastly, you know you can't talk about blushes without talking about NARS. NARS has some of the most popular and beautiful colors of blushes in the whole entire makeup game. And of course, it comes as no surprise that some of their colors are some of my favorites. NARS makes some really pretty brown girl friendly blushes, and it was honestly a little bit hard for me to choose, like, because I'm like, okay, I use that one all the time, I use that one all the time. If I were going out of town, which ones would I choose? Which ones, if I lost all my NARS blushes today, which ones would I have to go purchase tomorrow, or if not later on today? So that's kind of how I narrowed it down. It was real dramatic the way I was picking these blushes, but hey. But definitely for sure, NARS Amour is one of my absolute favorite blush formulas of all time. It's just one of those really pretty muted, like muted rosy colors, and I love this one. I wear this one so much. I've had it for a while. These come with a lot of products. Again, not as much as the Cargo. These have 4.8 grams of products, but still, that's a lot. I use it so much with a variety of different looks. If you're going to do everyday makeup, if you want to do something a little bit more dramatic, this blush is just like one of the blushes that you can just throw on and it automatically works. Automatically works. And then also, if you have super fair skin, I'm talking about like porcelain, like Dita Von Teese, this blush on your skin, like with a really light hand, will give you the most beautiful snow white cheeks. Check it out. Torrid. For sure, it's like a good combination of pink and peach, but it has gold reflex to it. So when you turn, it just really glistens. And also, if you pair it with a Balm Gold highlighter, this one is insanely gorgeous. I love this blush color. Obviously of peachy blushes, but not all of them are made alike, and this one is one of my favorites. And then lastly, I have Taj Mahal. I just got this blush probably last year, but this definitely is one of my favorites because I have been swatching it and trying it on every time I go to the store. It's just some products. Do y'all have products like that? It's like you'll buy everything else under the sun, but then it's that one product. Every time you go into a makeup store, you swatch it or you play with it, but you never buy it. This was that for me. I never bought it, and then I finally took the plunge, and I'm like, what took me so long to buy this freaking blush? This blush is one of the most unique blushes I have in my entire makeup collection because it's straight up orange, right? It's just straight orange. But then when you put it on, it's just like orange. It's like an orange sunset if you were in the Bahamas on the most beautiful perfect day of your life. This is what this blush is. It looks like a container of happiness, and I just absolutely love it. I like it more so when I'm a little bit more tan. So if you are tan or brown skin, this blush is going to be one of the blushes that you need to run to Nordstrom's or run to Sephora. Run to Sephora or run to NARScosmetics.com, and you need to order this blush yesterday. This blush will absolutely just be one of those statement blushes. Like, this is not going to be a blush that you're going to wear when you want to be subtle and nobody can see you. This is a blush that you wear when you want to be seen and everybody is going to see you. So let me know some of your favorite blushes down below. I do have a good amount of blushes that I still do love, but they are limited. But I do wear them all the time, just not on camera because y'all not about to cuss me out. Let me know some of your favorite blushes down below. Make sure you subscribe before you leave so you're not lost. Well, I'm not lost because in YouTube is so many different people out there, so it's easy to lose people that you watch if you're not subscribed. So subscribe, please. Make sure you leave me a comment down below about your favorite blushes. Don't forget, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Smooches. Bye.